Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Okay, so hopefully everyone is in a good health and condition. Okay, let us start our session with Kitab Al-Fatihah. Auzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Alhamdulillah. Ar-Rahman. Amin. Okay, so basically today we would like to look into another types of inferential statistics. Okay, in our course for this semester, which is called as the bivariate analysis. Okay, bivariate. Then, as in the topic, actually we can separate, not like separate. We can simply divide into two parts. Okay, the first part we are going to look into the correlation analysis. What is the correlation? Okay, what are the types of relation involved? Okay, and then the pairing for the correlation coefficient that we have obtained is the coefficient of determination. Right. So, and then the second part is that we want to look into the application of simple linear regression. So I think it's better for me to split the video into two parts, okay? Because in simple linear regression, we can see how the coefficient of determination and then coefficient of correlation is applied into that simple linear regression, okay? Okay, now we try to look into the correlation, okay? So actually, if you want to see the correlation between two variables, there are tools or uh, graphical representation that is suitable for that objective. Okay, one is by using a scatter plot. Okay, like you see in the video in the screen right now, a scatter plot is a graph of the ordered pairs x and y of numbers consisting of the independent variable x and the dependent variable y. Okay, ni macam kita tengok dekat sekolah menengah dulu lah. Spaksi x, spaksi y kan. Kita ada linear equation y is equal to x. So kat sini inilah representationnya dan kita panggil sebagai scatter diagram. Okay, if you take a look closely, okay, dekat the first diagram on the left is positive relationship because you can see that all the plot is increasing to the right. Okay, positively increase ataupun dulu dekat sekolah kita selalu guna perkataan directly proportional. Okay, in the middle diagram you can see negative relationship. Okay, where we can see that as the sales increase, right, and then the expenditure decreases. Okay, that shows the opposite relationship lah. And when there is no relationship, you can see that you cannot identify the pattern. Okay, it is just randomly plot. Okay, without any positive or negative relationship. Okay, so this is the main part of the correlation. Okay, where you can we call it as a Pearson product moment correlation coefficient. Okay, simbolnya R kecil. Okay, small r. So what does the correlation coefficient provides us is one is the strength of the relationship between two variables. We know about the strength. Strength here means the magnitude. How strong is that? Okay, relationship, and then also the direction of the relationship. Okay, whether it has a positive negative relationship. So the formula is given like you see on the slides. Okay, don't worry lah, formula ni dalam final exam juga diberikan. So on the numerator part is summation of x, so xy minus summation of x times summation of y over n, which is equivalent to the right part is xy. Okay, kalau dekat sebelah denominator under the square root, dia ada dua part juga, dua square bracket, denoted as x. Sebab dalam first bracket dalam under the square root only have information on x, and then the second square bracket under the square root has only information of y. So these are the formula to find the correlation coefficient. Okay, and then you can see is the correlation. Okay, how do we interpret the value after we have obtained or after we have calculated our correlation coefficient? Okay, so it has a range, okay, from negative perfect correlation to positive perfect correlation. Okay, the minimum after you have calculate your coefficient of correlation coefficient is that -1. The maximum values that you can obtain after your calculation is +1. Okay, it cannot go beyond that range. Okay, um, let's say you obtain your calculation is 1. Your correlation coefficient is 1. So that is mean perfect relationship. Okay, if you obtain your R values is between 0.7 and 0.99, then we can declare that relationship is strong relationship. Okay, and then same goes lah to the rest of the range. Okay, kalau 0.5 and 0.65 between that range, so we call it moderate relationship. So senang lah. Okay, based on this table of specification. Okay, then kita nak tengok macam mana in real life we want to use the general formula of coefficient of correlation and try to get the R. Okay, assume that we want to see the relationship between test 1, okay, or quiz 1 with the final. How does the quiz 1 impact ataupun how does the quiz 1 relate to the final score? Okay, so we were given one set of results, maybe from the previous batch of the students. So we let test 1 as x, okay, and final as y. Then okay, dia macam sebelum ni pun kita akan buat table elok-elok. Okay, buat table so that we can obtain the product of x and y, and we can also obtain square of each value of x and also square of each value of y, and then we get the summation at the bottom. And then what we have to do is just to plug in the formula into the general formula of coefficient of correlation. Okay, from here, okay, student can observe that our final answer for R is 0.9094. So how does we interpret this 0.9? Okay, remember our slide here saying that anything between 0.7 and 0.99, okay, is considered as strong relationship. So it is safe for us, okay, to declare that this value of coefficient of correlation has the strong positive relationship between. Okay, then student, kalau you are asked to interpret, okay, please include the variables. Okay, there is a strong positive relationship between scores of test 1 and final examination. So depend lah. Soalan tu menggunakan variable apa, then you just mention balik. Okay. Okay, the last but not least for this part 1 is, okay, besides having to know about the coefficient of correlation, okay, dia ada pasangan dia. Pasangan kepada nilai R kecil tadi, we can also obtain the coefficient of determination. Okay, macam ni saya selalu sebut dia sebagai abang lah. Sebab apa abang? Senang sahaja sebab daripada R kecil, okay, the coefficient of correlation that we have obtained earlier, you just square up the value and then you obtain capital R square. So square up sahaja value. Okay. Bila kita square up the values, that values indicate what? Okay. Once you have square up the values, let's say 0.9094. Okay. Dia cuba tekan calculator. Okay. Bila tekan calculator and then this one kita kuasa 2 kan, we are going to get 0.8270. So how does we interpret this one? Okay. By definition, coefficient of determination is measures the proportion of total variation in Y that is explained by the independent variable X in the regression model. Okay, its value is given by R squared ataupun capital R lah, capital R squared tu. Okay, dalam bahasa mudahnya, okay, coefficient of determination ni dia telah tersebut measures, okay, proportion ataupun perkadaran variation in Y, okay, variasi yang di dalam variable Y. Contoh macam kita tadi ni, okay, variation in final score lah, okay, proportion of variation in final score that can be explained by the independent variable which is just now adalah test 1. Okay, how much test 1 can explain the final score. Okay, so kita akan beritahu kat sini based on R square value 0.8270, kita just darab dengan 100 lah. So kita dapat percentage 82.7% of total variation in final exam is explained by independent variable X which is test 1, and another 17.30%. Okay, 17.30% here is the remaining after you take 100%, okay, minus 82.7%, then that is the remaining is explained by other factor. So based on this example, test 1 ni hanya 82.7%, okay, menerangkan atau explain the variation in final score. Okay, the rest ada faktor lain lah. Okay, dan kita hanya kaji satu faktor sahaja dalam syllabus kita ni. Okay, I think kita stop dulu kat sini. Then kita sambung dalam part 2 which kita nak tengok the application of simple linear regression. Okay, nah, dalam tu adalah coefficient of correlation dan juga coefficient of determination. Okay, of course kita akan ada output SPSS lah. Okay, thank you.